In the Rasa Shastra, or the scriptures dealing with the aesthetics of transcendental mellows, basically, or even in the Rasa Shastra that had to do with secular rasa or aesthetic experience in the context of this world, there is one concept called chamatkar, which means astonishment, and it says that chamatkar represents the ground of being. In our particular Gaudiya tradition, we will say that this astonishment represents the ground, the devotional ground of being. So what's the meaning of that? Not going straight to the rasa world, but returning to our place as sadhakas. Chamatkar, there is a level of astonishment that will be present day, ideally, in our day-to-day practice. In other words, we should be practicing in such a way, but that we are not losing the sensibility for astonishment, that we are capable of remaining astonished in so many directions, in so many ways, every single day of our practice, so we do not lose the inspiration and the real magic that is there being surrounding, but every sacred detail of bhakti. That's what sometimes creates some sort of a lack of enthusiasm in our practice, that we forget or we get accustomed to the extraordinariness of the process. We are surrounded by hundreds and thousands, unlimited extraordinary details in our daily practice as sadhakas, starting from whatever, the deities and holy name and guru, Vaishnava, prasad, scripture, whatever aspect of your daily life actually is extraordinary and has the potential to bestow unlimited insights. But we have, as conditioned souls, a great capacity to become accustomed, to see the extraordinary as something ordinary very quickly. But the real challenge is to find the extraordinary even in so-called ordinary moments. Actually, once I remember Thomas Merton, he said like that, he said, your salvation starts in the most ordinary moments of your daily life. Try to perceive the extraordinary there. So, in the Rasa Shastra, this is said, Chamatkar means that sense of astonishment that comes when you contact Krishna's names, forms, qualities, and leelas. That's the foundation to the experience of rasa. That's the ultimate goal of life, bhakti rasa in our tradition. So chamatkar is the ground of being there. But again, we should, in our day-to-day practice, develop this sensibility when we are, for example, studying a scripture, and you find some word, some passage that struck you, hopefully. Ideally, you can stop reading there, close the book, because chamatkar manifested, astonishment is there, and your meditation has started. So you can stop the reading and start your insight. You're going deep into that thing that created this sense of chamatkar. So the art, if you will, of sadhana has to do with day-to-day, invoking this type of chamatkar. Not trying to create or invent something that is not there, but actually being humble enough, open enough to perceive the sense of wonder that is present in every atom actually. When we reach certain stage, that will awaken for itself, as Mahaprabhu showed in the third verse of Sikshastakam. He looked at the ground and the grass and the tree, and he was finding everything is speaking to me about Krishna, everything is totally astonishing to me. And so eventually we will live in a reality at every step there is astonishment, basically. And on the opposite, we have these ideas of, for example, as niyama graha, which has to do the practicing in a very mechanical way, boring way, inert way. So eventually, no taste will be there, no enthusiasm will be there. We may feel the magic is gone. Now I think Krishna consciousness is over for me. But we should be very careful of not reaching such conclusion and thinking, I already know what's Krishna consciousness about, and this is it. Now I'm going somewhere else. No. We should always remain open in the spirit of students forever, understanding that astonishment, it implies expansion of our consciousness. And wherever there is no astonishment, our consciousness becomes contracted. We may take this idea. So if we want to keep expanding our ideal and our inner life, chamatkar, astonishment is there to continue showing us there's something new to learn, something new to discover, something new to be astonished about. And on the opposite, well, a boring life means just contracted consciousness where there are no news, and we may eventually again run behind the so-called news of the inert material world, where there are no news at all. Actually, there are only flashing lights that have no permanent situation there. So we are after the real light, the light of Bhakti, the light of Swarup Shakti, whose devotional ground is this Chamatkar. So let's remain astonished forever. See you next fortnight.